Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Who's getting revenge? I guess Palpatine's the only Sith that's actually getting revenge.
And
well, we don't know that it's Palpatine.
Dooku doesn't get, he dies in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
But before that he was like,
oh
yeah, we're gonna get our revenge. We're gonna get our revenge. And then now he dies.
I don't remember that.
Anakin.
Grievous got revenge at the beginning.
Anakin's a Sith. By the end, he gets his revenge.
How's he getting revenge though?
Because he's a Sith.
Yeah, but he has nobody to take revenge on.
Yeah, because he killed them all. He took out his vengeance, except for...
So the Sith in general...
We're fast-forwarding to the end of the movie. We have to work through the movie first.
It's like the best part of the movie. Fuck everything else.
Starts out, they get on the ship, R2-D2, sprays a bunch of oil in robots' faces, and then they fight Dooku.
You know what I noticed?
We know what Dooku stuff.
You know when Anakin turns evil? He's super emo.
We're too far.
I'm just saying.
He was emo the whole time.
I'm just saying, in Force Awakens,
well,
so it's super emo too. So are Sith emo?
They sure seem like
it. I don't know. Palpatine doesn't seem
well, I mean, they're really depressed.
No,
I mean, they have like that depression thing going for them, so kind
do
of.
they?
So
yeah, they're all kind of... Well, he's definitely depressed, and it seems like all of Siths are kind of like...
well, Palpatine doesn't seem like that. He just seems straight up evil.
No, he's evil.
Yeah.
He's evil, but I mean...
Is he evil or is he just ambitious?
He's happily evil. He's very happy in his evilness.
We're going to kill some people. Operate Order 666.
Palpatine with Yoda's voice.
Kill. Do it. Do it. No. It's like, why does he have to go evil? Was that a Force influence right there? It was like, do it.
Yeah, when he goes into that voice he's becoming Sith.
Okay.
But
I shouldn't kill him.
Movie,
it's not the Jedi way.
Here's this movie's problem is, once again, because in episode 1 we start with little kid Anakin, and then episode 2 has to then focus entirely on the love story poorly. Now, episode 3 has to entirely be about Anakin going from a good guy to a bad guy. And that's not a lot of time to do that.
You can see a little bit in episode 2, though.
The space fight was kind of cool.
With his mom.
I didn't mind the space fight.
But they pull back from it so much, it's like...
I just mean that he's like a know-it-all. He's like a know-it-all, young...
Yeah, and he was just too... And all of a sudden he's dumping on you. But when he's fighting Dooku... when he cuts off his head, the lightsabers don't actually touch each other. You think they would have went, but he just cuts off his head. I thought it was kind of weird.
He's a Jedi. Jedis do all kinds of weird shit.
He's like, and he's like sitting there. He has him dead to rights. He's like, I don't think I should do this. It's not the Jedi way. Do it. Whatever.
Do it. Palpatine told me to. Well, that's not suspicious at all because he used his really convincing voice.
I think didn't we all go see it together? We all saw Revenge of the Sith together, right?
That's like I
think so. I remember seeing it.
Maybe not.
Because we drove in your convertible, I think. You had that...
No, my convertible was long gone by then.
Was it?
I drove it halfway through my freshman year and then it was gone.
That must have been another movie we saw.
Yeah.
But anyhow, from the first beginning of the movie, I was already pissed off because I'm like, Dooku dies like such a bitch after he just defeats Yoda, like the best Jedi that anybody's ever known. And Obi-Wan Kenobi gets knocked out early. He makes the whole bridge fall on Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm like, and then Anakin just like slings him over the shoulders, like, and then Sidious is trying to get him to leave Obi-Wan Kenobi behind. Just leave him. And like he's like, no, I'm not leaving. His fate will be the same as ours. And then an hour later, he's like, fuck you, Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's just such a switch, dude.
Literally an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
And no red flags on Palpatine saying, leave him behind, let him die.
Yeah.
I'm too important. You have to carry me too.
Do you know how fast Palpatine was for how old he is?
Yeah.
He was running just as fast as Anakin was.
Yeah. And then we get to meet General Grievous.
Oh, terrible. They get stuck.
A robot with a cold.
Well, and then Obi-Wan...
I think he actually had an upper respiratory infection. Because I've had an upper respiratory infection before, and it sounds more like that because just a regular cold.
Yeah.
But he just didn't get over it, so it caused an infection.
All right.
The most annoying thing is
upper respiratory.
So they fall down the elevator shaft. And he's talking to R2-D2, but it's super annoying because Anakin's holding on to Palpatine and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Obi-Wan is holding on to Palpatine, and they all like fall in like perfectly. Like it was just weird editing how they did it, how they fell down the elevator shaft and swung in there. And then, like, running in the hall, and they get stuck in the stupid tractor beam type thing. I don't even know what it's called. And we're smarter than this. We don't need to get stuck in
Obviously not.
It's like, not again. We're almost like 5 minutes into this damn movie.
That's what passes for witty banter.
And then all of a sudden, they get marched in, and you see Grievous, who has and there's no backstory to Grievous. And you talk about backstories. His actually, in the Clone Wars, the cartoon, his backstory is pretty cool, like how he kills Jedi and he masters. That's where he gets all lightsabers is from Jedis he's killed.
Yeah. I'm sure. I haven't seen the cartoons, but I'm sure
it's interesting. But he's such a dumb character in the movies. I fucking hated him. And then
Jesse, to your point, how much cooler would it have been if he had been Darth Maul?
It'd been a little bit cooler.
That would have been a badass scene.
Cooler.
Can you imagine Darth Maul and them fighting out there? But Darth Maul can't survive out in space when he breaks the windshield and he flies onto the deck. What did you think about the middle part of the movie after that scene?
The turning of Anakin Skywalker.
Well, I mean, he
doesn't take a lot. He's pretty easy to turn.
Well, I mean,
you say, "Hey, somebody might die. Do you want to control
Specifically,
it?"
I'm talking about the scene where they're watching all that weird shit floating around in front of them. Like, I don't know what there's theory that they think it's the Force, like floating. You know, he joins Palpatine and like the audience, like they're watching a show, and they're talking about Siddiou's old mentor. And anyhow, but he's talking about how he can bring people back from death. What do you think about that scene? Like, it's fucking terrible. But that's where he implants in Anakin's mind that he can save people, so he can save Padme.
When he imprints on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't really have much to say about that scene. I mean, most of it, it's just mostly Anakin being like a whiny brat. You know, like, oh, you're going to put me on the council, but you're not going to recognize me as master. You know, like, he's
Yes, the council is trying to destroy you. You can only trust me. I know secrets of the dark side of the Force, but don't be suspicious about that.
No, it's really ridiculous, and I mean, he's so upset that that he wants to like take his ball and go home, but they allow him to be on there, but he's just like, fine, I'll be here, fine, let Obi-Wan go do everything. Yeah, it's really lame, man.
How can I be on the council and not be a master?
Yeah, no, he's really emo.
And then
Obi-Wan points out, hey, it's still a big honor. The council's even letting you do this, and they're counting on you to feed them information about Palpatine. And he's like,
they want me to be a spy. Well, aren't Jedi all spies anyhow?
No, here's what's weird. What I find funny about the spy stuff, because like they're wanting me to spy on you. Okay, so he really has a conflict. Then he's like an internal conflict, like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm a Jedi, and they're asking me to do something immoral, and I can't do this. Fuck those children I'm about to cut up. But I'm having such a conflict about spying on these guys.
And you see him like leading the army into the Jedi temple.
Yeah.
And then he goes and sees Padme. Oh, I thought you were hurt, Annie.
Yeah.
No, the Jedi have turned against the Empire.
Is that a baby hand stuff to you?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. It's nothing, honey. I love kids.
Why does it smell like burned hair around here?
No, wait, guys, it's not kids. It's younglings.
Younglings. Oh, we forgot to talk about how he slays the whole village of, like, I killed all of them. The women and the children.
Yeah.
Like, and Padme should start running then. Like there's no red flags. He just murdered an entire village. And she's like, it's okay, Annie. Don't worry about it.
I think this is a clear example of how women, they'll allow guys to get away with anything. You know, like they just have low standards sometimes, and they get with guys that'll fucking slaughter whole villages. I mean,
is that a low standard?
They're okay with it.
He's super powerful.
You're worth more than that. You're worth more than that.
It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah, and if you're with someone who kills kids and women and stuff, he's probably the wrong guy.
Probably.
I think isn't that fair to say?
Yeah, well, that's fair.
King Jong-un, I mean, I'm sure he's killed a bunch of women and children.
Yeah, and where's Yoda at now?
Yeah. Motherfucker.
No, he would just fight into a
He's
duel
hiding
anyway.
in the swamps in Louisiana.
No.
Do you think Yoda could pull a nuke out of the sky?
No.
But
we need to pull back.
There is no try.
We need to pull back. We need to pull back to the actual movie at hand.
But no,
Why? It's terrible.
Anakin, he goes from Exactly, yeah. Oh, I can't commit this moral sin of spying on Palpatine to, I'm going to, like, basically kill Mace Windu.
But that's the other thing.
To, I am your servant, and bending down to murdering children.
Before
that's like a 15-minute
but before that,
part of the movie, of real life.
He kills Mace Windu. Like, I don't want to get that either. He's like,
Yeah.
we should just capture him. So he still knows Palpatine is bad.
Right.
He still knows we should just only capture him. But he kills. But he feels like
in that scene, he's so like against killing a prisoner without a trial that he defends against Mace Windu and then lets Mace Windu get killed by Palpatine. Well, it's like
now rise.
And he's like, I'll become a Sith now.
I guess I'm not familiar with the books, but if Obi-Wan can just jump out a window or jump out and just catch something flying by, Mace Windu gets knocked out a window. I mean, sure, he only has one hand.
No, theoretically,
but the guy can't live. I mean, he probably
should have been able to live.
He may be Snoke.
I don't think he has. Samuel Jackson's made that point a lot of times because he wants to come back as Mace Windu.
Yeah.
But and that's a lot of the theories.
Not? I mean,
a lot of the theories surrounding Snook or
Snooki.
Around Snooki.
Around Snoke, or that has to do with Mace Windu.
Venice Beach or
from that show with all the herpes and crabs.
Yeah.
You say crabs?
Well, they all had like herpes or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Because I think they all came out with they had a bunch of STDs.
Probably. Jersey Shore.
That's
Shore. What it is.
Yeah.
But no,
it's Crab Infest on the Jersey Shore.
It's utterly ridiculous that, and I remember I got to a blowout argument with one of my roommates in college because we were talking about that. He's like, no, the episode was great, how they killed the younglings and how I'm like, there was no fucking way you can argue this. He literally, it was not even a scene later. All of a sudden he's marching on the temple, and he's like, and then okay, they don't show them killing the younglings at that point. I think they reserved.
You do see it later.
But what I'm saying is they reserved to the end of the movie to like maybe give you time to process it while he goes and then he leaves there and he flies to Mustafar. Mustafar. He flies to Mustafar and then he murders everybody in Mustafar too.
Yeah. He just completely.
So he literally just killed like probably 200 people.
Thanks, Yoda, for not seeing any of this.
You know, for all the times that he whined at Obi-Wan, he didn't whine a lot to Palpatine. That's another big character change. Yeah. Why doesn't he go to? But why don't I have to go to Mustafar? Like he says, I want to be with Padme.
Yeah. And then he's already talking about like taking over. He's already talking about defeating Palpatine. I'm more powerful than him. I know it.
Well, but then
defeat him.
But then further on though, like because he does all this really bad shit so that he can keep Padme alive. And then what does he do? Like, and then he thinks she
strangles her.
Then he strangles the bitch.
Yeah.
Now it's one thing if she asked for it, but she didn't ask for it. She was not consenting.
Yeah.
And he just chokes her to potential death.
You don't know that. He may have signed a consent form.
But that
I don't think so. But then he's like, I have to do all this for her. And then he's just like, fuck her. I'll kill anything.
That didn't kill her though.
Well,
she died of a broken heart.
Yeah. Oh god.
Well,
she was able to name the kids though, which is so.
Oh no, he did give her the broken heart, so he still killed her.
Yeah, you're not supposed to choke him that long. You're supposed to let off.
Yeah.
There's a technique to it, and he didn't figure that out.
How would you compare the Obi-Wan and Anakin duel to the other movies?
I thought the duel itself was actually pretty good.
You underestimate my power.
I've got the high ground, Anakin.
You
Don't jump.
underestimate my power. You never think I'm good enough.
You're talking about reverse psychology at its greatest. Don't do it, Anakin. I've got the high ground. You underestimate my power. He doesn't even jump that high too.
And then
Obi-Wan Kenobi jumped like 30 feet in like the first movies when they're dueling on the bridges. Obi-Wan Kenobi jumps like 30 feet. Anakin can't jump more than 15 feet high. And like the high ground is not like Obi-Wan's up here. They're literally like pretty much at a level. He just have to jump over him. You know, it's.
But how like cruel is Obi-Wan secretly? Because he could have just killed Anakin right there. But instead, he walks away and lets him burn to death.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't actually burn to death. But that's like his plan, right?
Yeah.
Is that he's going to burn to death.
He just killed a shitload of younglings, though.
Yeah, but like it's like his longtime friend, you know, like in lots of other movie scenes, you know, the enemy, the old friends who become enemies and hate each other now, they're like out of respect for what he used to be, they kill him quickly. Well, not Obi-Wan. He's like, you kill youngling.
I'd let you burn to death. I mean, that's how close we are, though. That's because I care.
Here's what pisses me off so much about this fucking movie. So when Obi-Wan is telling the story to Anakin, and he's telling that Anakin tried to go defeat Palpatine, and he couldn't do it. And actually, Yoda's telling the story to Luke Skywalker, and Yoda's telling Luke that, you know, you're not ready to face the Emperor yet. Your dad wasn't ready, and he ended up turning to the dark side. When I always envisioned this as a child, I always envisioned Anakin trying to go defeat the Emperor and lost in a duel and was turned. Yeah. That's what I wanted to see.
That makes sense, man.
I wanted him to go. I see it would have been cool, and it would make sense for Anakin to think that he could overtake the Emperor and lose in a duel, right? To like maybe like a Darth Maul character.
Yeah.
And then when he loses the duel, he's brainwashed. Yeah. At that point in time, like not because he's injured. He's like he re-wakes brainwashed, not knowing what's going on. Right. And he turns him to the dark side, like a pupil of mine. And like that's how I always envisioned it. Not this stupid fucking love story, like, oh, my wife's gonna die, so I'm gonna go murder all the younglings. I'm gonna go murder all the Trade Federation. Fuck all those motherfuckers. They should have been the first movie. So I'm gonna murder all those guys too. Then I'm gonna fuck over my best friend, my father figure, and then
I'm gonna come back.
He's gonna watch me burn, and then go pick up my lightsaber. By the way. It's like they had to cram the lightsaber part in, right? So like Obi-Wan could have it, right? But like it's just bad writing. It just pisses me off.
I gotta keep my wife alive so I can kill that bitch on my own time. Yeah. She's gonna die by my hand. Damn it! She ain't gonna die at all.
I think if you just take out the plot points of the prequels, they're solid. Okay, you have Anakin, you know, living in a rough environment, starting the training late, having separation issues with his mom, losing his mom traumatically. Yep. Falling in love with someone because he's got strong emotions, even though that's kind of against the Jedi teachings, which that's a whole other thing we didn't talk about. And then getting seduced and manipulated by a secret Sith to becoming a Sith. Like that all sounds good right there, just like that. But the way they turned that into an actual movie was awful. They failed. They messed it up.
So here's what I had envisioned. So say like you had a gray Jedi, someone that you thought was Anakin's friend. So even if it was Mace Windu, right? And Mace Windu ended up being a bad guy, and Anakin, say, gets mortally wounded. And doesn't have to be burned or whatnot, but say he gets mortally wounded in the fight. Well, Palpatine saves him. So Anakin's last memory is something that he thought was a Jedi. Something that he thought was a Jedi that mortally wounds him, and then he's manipulated. That would make way more fucking sense. It's like, hey, yeah, the Jedi were bad. They manipulated you. He's already mortally wounded. He's coming back, and he's being nursed by Palpatine. That makes sense to me. But now it's just so fucked up.
Yeah, there's a million different ways it could have made more sense than what they did.
So you know when we were all talking about like, no, I don't want to do this. So right when he sees Padme lands on Mustafar, and like Obi-Wan is like, you liar! Like he's like he gets so angry. Like it's like sheep would bring Obi-Wan. I'm like, this is so dumb. Like I feel like we're in high school.
Yeah. Don't they have the ability to be able to figure out if someone's lying? Couldn't he have at least asked her first before he choked the bitch?
He can read minds. He's a fucking Jedi.
Was clouded with anger. Remember, only Siths deal in absolutes.
He was truly lost. Yeah, that's
only Siths.
That's nothing. They're fighting like, on the lava.
Bar none. All Siths deal in absolutes, and no one who's not a Sith deals in absolutes.
That's a funny meme.
That's just. Yeah, no, it's. I think it was the best of the prequel movies.
I would agree.
Well, it's flashy. It's real flashy.
Well, I think even story-wise, it's better. There's actual character movement going on.
That's bad.
Not executed well, but
Obi-Wan is pretty good in the movie.
Yeah. If you say you get to watch one prequel movie for the rest of your life, or you're forced to, I would pick that one.
I would pick Attack of the Clones. You can see that.
What would you pick, Jesse?
Way more in that movie.
I don't know. I mean, if maybe can I just watch certain scenes from a movie? Because then I could just watch Liam Neeson. And maybe I could do that. But Ewan McGregor, he's pretty decent in the third one, though.
He's pretty.
He
awesome.
is pretty decent. I think Natalie Portman sucks in the series. Everybody tells me how great she is. Yeah, she's good looking. But fuck, man, like.
How does she suck? Like, what about her performance sucks?
Her whole character and all the stuff.
Well, like, you think her character's bad? That's not necessarily her fault.
I think her reaction when he's like, "Oh, you liar," I think all that stuff is just so fake. It's poor.
Well, because
so
of line
I thought it looked
deliveries.
fine.
I thought it was terrible.
The dialogue, dude. Can you
When
imagine?
she's laying there
Try
later and
reading
she
those
had a
lines.
baby and she's asleep, she looked terrible in that too. That was terrible acting.
Well, that was just
and then
terrible
she
scene.
died. Couldn't she at least go like, oh?
Nah,
Oh no! What about the fuck? I don't want to end it before we. What is that? Is this how liberty dies to thunderous applause?
That's like the best
fucking
line.
dumbest line
No, it's
in
a
the
great
fucking
line.
dumbest movie.
Great line. It's a true
Stupid
line, too.
Trump
It's
fan.
the dumbest shit, dude.
No, I love that line. That's a great line.
It's one of them. Like it's a stupid line that was planted in this movie because some dumb people would go like, "That's a great line," and then they would.
Well, I guess I'm a dumb person.
Yeah, that you're fucking dumb, Chris.
I'm dumb too, Chris.
You like that line?
I love it.
You guys make me sick. I only like it because the movie's shit. That's it.
No, I like it. That line deserved a better movie.
No, we deserved a better movie.
I mean, the line was
Sure
okay.
we did, but that line did too. The line was much better than the movie it was in.
No.
No.
Now we'll destroy all of them with the Empire.
I guess that's probably about it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty
I'm trying to
much.
think of anything else good I have to say about it, and I just
Yeah,
can't.
fuck that no part, by the way.
That was awkward. Like, the difference
I felt
between
it.
that, the
She
no
was
part,
alive.
and the rest of the prequels is like, the rest of the prequels is like, oh, that's bad. But that one was just like, ooh, this is awkward.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
ooh.
I
This
mean,
is hard to sit through. It's
You know what should have happened? This is how it should have ended. He should have force choked some bitch out. Like he should have got up and like force choked somebody because like Palpatine did not say no.
potentially the cameraman, and then the movie that goes blank,
or George Lucas.
or George Lucas. That could have actually happened. Actually, there was something else.
Go ahead.
Something else I was going to say, Chris, but I might have forgot it now.
What was it?
Was it about?
I
Was it about Padme?
think it had something to do with.
Liberty.
I think it had something to do with Padme, but now I can't remember now, and I don't want to leave it just without saying it. Maybe we should end it.
We could always bring it up in the next episode.
Maybe.
Alright. Well, I think that's it for Revenge of the Sith.
La, da, da, da.
This is asinine.